Good morning, students, and welcome to the week of April 6th in our class and remote instruction. I hope all of you are doing well. I hope that you had a restful weekend and ready to jump back in this week. I just want to tell everybody that you did a really good job last week, our first week of remote instruction. There were a lot of great contributions and quick writes and good posts, and I believe we had close to or maybe even 100% participation, right? I think like almost 100% participation for the entire class. So a really, really good job. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. But we're going to start with a recap of where we ended last week. So the instructions I left you with on Friday were to review mine and Professor Downey's feedback on the brainstorming discussion board. And we did give a lot of feedback to everyone who posted, both of us, just commenting on people's pre-writing and brainstorming and answering questions. And some of you, I thought, really did a nice job with your questions. So it's very important as a best practice that you always go back to discussion boards and read the comments and the feedback from myself and Professor Downey, because that's going to help you with the next assignment. And then secondly, I asked everyone to decide on their topic for their bounce back story, right? Because we're drafting this week. So you must, after you've done the pre-writing, after you've done the brainstorming, you must really settle on your topic, on your bounce back. And finally, to complete your third journal. So a number of you did go back and complete your third journal entry. Not everyone did. I want to encourage everyone. That's an important assignment. Journal entries are roughly 5% of your overall grade. The link is open for, I believe, another day or two. So if you missed your journal entry, it is still open. It is still available to complete. It is worth 10 points. And it doesn't take a long time, maybe an hour or so. So that was the end of last week. And here is where we are picking up this week. We're going to start this week off with just a natural continuation, right? We have another warm-up activity, quick write number 2 on coping. And let me show you, I want to make sure that everybody understands, right? In the modules, you need to scroll down and go to the week of April 6th. Right, that's the tab. We're in the week of April 6th. And the first thing you have is instructions. That's where I'm reading from. You actually need to open up instructions and read them, because Canvas will show me whether or not you've actually opened up and read the instructions. And you need to just, it doesn't take long, 5 minutes, okay? And when you do that, mark it as done, all right? You do have a couple things in tools and resources this week. You need to carefully read the lesson that I have placed in tools. This lesson is on paragraphs. And then there is a short 4-minute video on how to, kind of a follow-up video to just kind of help everything click and gel, how to write a paragraph. But go ahead and click the PowerPoint lesson on paragraph lessons. Or sorry, yes, paragraph lessons. All right, and let me just expand it here. This is an important PowerPoint, and I want you to pay close attention to the slides on logical order and transitions. Now, we have covered this PowerPoint before, but it's a really important review, and this is what I want you to focus on. Order in your paragraphs. Organizing the details in a specific order is one way to make your paragraph clear and coherent. And for your bounce back story, you need to use chronological order, right? Present details in a logical, chronological order. Remember, you're telling a story, Okay, think about J.K. Rowling's bounce back story. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end of your story. And so you need to be aware of how you are presenting details in your paragraphs so that they are in an order that is clear and coherent and logical, right? Okay. And then also pay close attention. Let's see. Oops. I think my screen kind of froze up on me there. Pay attention to transitions, right? Transitional words. Okay. Make sure that you're using transitional words in your paragraphs this week. Okay. Here are a list of words to use. Transitional words help tie everything together. They help the reader see a relationship between your ideas. So in addition to logical and clear order, you need to tie things together with words like across, beyond, under, because, therefore, consequently. Remember, you're telling a story in your second essay. It is your bounce back story, and you want to use transitional words to show relationships between the beginning, the middle, and the end of your story. Okay? All right, so there's that lesson, and it takes maybe about 10 minutes to go through, so do make sure that you do that and you mark that as done on your list. And then let's see also the how to write a paragraph. Very short, but this is important. It's an important review. Okay.
So get this. Every 1.23 seconds, a new user goes to Wix.com and starts creating the professional website.
The ability to write a successful essay begins with the ability to write a strong paragraph.
And so that statement is very true. The ability to write a strong essay really does come from your ability to write strong, clear, logical, coherent, and unified paragraphs. So these are important. These are important things to work through in the instructions. They're not just busy work. Take a few minutes and review this video. Okay. So let's go back, right? Let's go back to modules. So those are the two things to do in tools and resources, the PowerPoint lesson and the short video. And then you have your quick write. And so notice I'm showing you everything in order. I do want you to start with reading instructions and marking that as done. I do want you to view the PowerPoint, view the video, do the quick write number 2, coping. Okay, so pay close attention to the instructions. Find a quote about coping with stress, change, or anxiety. Post it for the class. If you have a picture, that's great, but it's not absolutely necessary. Third, after posting your quote, go back and read your classmates' post. Go back and read mine and Professor Downey's comments. Respond to at least one classmate telling them why you connect with their quote. So it is very important on discussion boards. I will often tell you to go back and respond to a classmate. You haven't fully completed the assignment until you've done all of the steps, okay? And not everybody is going back and completing assignments, okay? So you need to do that. You're leaving points on the table when you don't go back and complete that last step. Right, so remember, post a quote on another. I did put a little disclaimer here. If you wanted to and you didn't want to post about coping with stress, you could post a quote on another topic that's meaningful to you, such as family, friendship, a hobby, or even a movie or something you did this weekend. Okay, so I did kick off the discussion board with my own quote, a quote by Louisa May Alcott, and a little brief paragraph about how my family copes with stress. So that is the first in activities after tools and instructions. All right, so that's your warm-up. Let's go to labs. Okay, so you do want to slow down and spend some time on your labs. First, your bounce back story topic. This is due today. It's worth 5 points. In a text box below, describe your topic for your bounce back story and explain why you chose the topic. Remember, your bounce back story should describe a disappointment or failure that you learned and came back from. This is an important point that not everybody is necessarily is clear on. So make sure that you're not just choosing any topic, but it's a topic that tells a personal story of something you bounced back from. What is your bounce back topic? So answer that question in a complete and clear sentence. And number 2, why did you choose this topic? Finally, remember to go back and read and review mine and Professor Downey's feedback. If I think you need to change your topic or maybe just tweak it a little bit, this is where I'm going to give you that feedback. I'm going to hit the reply box on the discussion board or maybe in the comments section on assignments and give you some suggestions, okay? So a couple of you have already posted, which is really great. Your second lab this week is a draft of the first body paragraph for Essay 2. Now remember that the first body paragraph in Essay 2 talks about the beginning of your bounce back story. Here's the assignment. It's worth 10 points. All right, this is an important lab, and it is important that everybody post to it. In a Word or Google Doc, compose your first body paragraph for Essay 2. And I've attached the assignment sheet and description again if you want to click on it just as a quick refresher. The first body paragraph tells the reader the beginning of your story, right? And I remind you of J.K. Rowling's bounce back story. Remember how she set up her story and some of the details. She told us about her parents, how they wanted her to study something practical in college, but she just wanted to write. And so that was the beginning of her story, right? She's young, she's in college, close in age to you guys, and there's a conflict between what she wants to study and what her parents want her to study. And this was her beginning, and you want to do the same in your first body paragraph. Explain the beginning. What is the setting? Setting is the time, the place of your story. Who are the people involved? What was the problem, the conflict, or the goal that you had? Okay? All right, this is the setup to your story, okay? The beginning. Finally, use details from your completed graphic organizer to start drafting. Use your brainstorming details that you generated to create sentences. Remember our paragraph structure. Topic sentence, supporting sentences with description, detail, and examples, and a concluding sentence. So just as a quick recap, those graphic organizers I gave you several weeks ago that you were supposed to fill, this is where you're going to pull detail to start writing. And the first column on your organizer is the beginning of your bounce back story. So here it is attached. And let's take a quick look. Let's see if I can, there we go. So remember this graphic organizer, guys? Okay, the beginning, this is the first column, and I asked you to fill it up with details. What is the setting? Who are the people involved? What's the problem goal? What were you trying to accomplish? These are the details that you want to use to start writing your first body paragraph, the beginning of your story, okay? So that's where your brainstorming and your pre-writing really comes in handy on this assignment. And again, here it is. The first paragraph, it is the beginning. It tells us the setting, the people involved, the problem, goal, or conflict, what you were trying to accomplish. Finally, don't forget to go back the following day and read mine and Professor Downey's feedback and comments on your paragraph before the weekend. So very important. I'm being repetitive for a reason here. it is important to go back to the discussion boards when you